It's Tuesday morning. Michael is sitting in traffic on his way to work. He's 34 years old. He has a college degree, a decent job, a reliable car, and he's doing everything he was told to do. Work hard, save money, stay out of trouble, build a career. But there's one problem. The life he was promised keeps getting more expensive. The house he wanted to buy costs twice what it did 5 years ago. The groceries he buys every week somehow cost 30% more than they used to. His rent keeps increasing. His insurance keeps increasing. His paycheck? Not so much. And lately, Michael can't shake a question that millions of people are asking. Did the American dream get harder? Or am I just falling behind? The answer might surprise you, because the truth is, the American dream isn't dead, but it has become dramatically more expensive. And unless you understand why, you'll spend years feeling like you're failing at a game whose rules changed without your permission. My name is Nick, and today we're going to talk about why the middle-class dream costs more than ever, what's causing it, and most importantly, what you can do about it. Chapter 1. The Dream We Were Sold. For decades, the formula seemed simple. Get an education, get a stable job, buy a house, raise a family, retire comfortably. That was the dream. And for many people, it actually worked. A single income could often support an entire family. Homes were affordable relative to income. College costs were manageable. Healthcare wasn't cheap, but it wasn't crushing. The average person didn't need to be a financial expert just to survive. But something changed. Slowly at first. Then, all at once. Today, many people are working harder than ever while feeling financially stuck. And the strange part? Many of them are making more money than previous generations ever did. So what happened? Chapter 2. The Income Illusion. Let's imagine two people. John in 1995. Michael in 2026. John earns $50,000. Michael earns $90,000. At first glance, Michael looks much better off. Almost double the salary. Case closed, right? Not exactly. Because income doesn't matter nearly as much as purchasing power. What matters is not how much money enters your bank account. What matters is what that money can buy. And that's where things get interesting. The house John bought for $150,000 now costs $500,000. The college degree that cost $12,000 now costs $50,000 or more. Childcare expenses have exploded. Healthcare costs continue climbing. Even basic necessities consume a larger share of many household budgets. Suddenly, that bigger paycheck doesn't feel so big anymore, because you're running faster just to stay in the same place. Chapter 3. Why the middle class feels trapped. Here's something most people don't realize. Being poor is difficult. Being wealthy has advantages. But being middle class often creates a unique trap. Think about it. You're earning enough money that you don't qualify for many forms of assistance, but you're not earning enough to comfortably absorb major financial shocks. You're stuck in the middle. A medical emergency, a layoff, a major home repair. A few bad months can completely disrupt years of financial progress. And that's exactly why so many people feel stressed despite having decent incomes. It's not because they're irresponsible. It's because the margin for error has become incredibly small. Chapter 4. The Housing Problem. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Housing. Because housing isn't just expensive. It's become the defining financial challenge of modern life. Imagine trying to save for a home. Every year you save diligently. Every year prices move higher. You finally reach your down payment goal. And suddenly homes are another $50,000 more expensive. It's like running toward a finish line that keeps moving farther away. Previous generations benefited from relatively affordable housing compared to income. Today's buyers face a completely different reality. And because housing is usually the largest expense in a person's life, everything else gets squeezed. Savings, investments, retirement contribution, vacations, freedom, all of it. Chapter 5. The hidden cost nobody talks about. But here's where things get really interesting. The biggest expense isn't housing, or food, or healthcare. It's uncertainty. Financial uncertainty creates stress. Stress affects decision-making, and poor decisions become expensive. When you're constantly worried about money, your brain shifts into survival mode. You stop thinking long-term. You focus on immediate problems, and while that's understandable, it often prevents wealth building. The irony? The people who need long-term thinking the most often have the least mental bandwidth available for it. Chapter 6. The Wealth Gap Nobody Notices. Here's something fascinating. The gap between rich and poor isn't just about income. It's about ownership. Middle-class families primarily rely on earned income. Wealthy families, increasingly, rely on owned assets. Businesses, stocks, real estate, investments. Assets grow even while you're sleeping. Income stops the moment you stop working. This is one of the biggest reasons wealth seems to accelerate for some people while remaining frustratingly slow for others. They're playing different games. One is earning. The other is owning. Chapter 7. The New American Dream. So, does this mean the dream is impossible? No. But it does mean the dream has changed. The old dream was, work hard and you'll be fine. The new dream looks different. Work hard. Learn financial skills. Own assets. Invest consistently. Create multiple sources of income. Think long-term. The rules changed. And once you understand that, everything starts making more sense. Conclusion. Michael finally arrives at work. The traffic hasn't changed. The economy hasn't magically improved. The cost of living hasn't suddenly dropped. But something important has changed. He understands the game. And understanding the game is the first step toward winning it. Because the biggest mistake people make is believing they're failing, when in reality, they're measuring themselves against a version of the American dream that no longer exists. The dream isn't dead. It's just more expensive. And the people who adapt to the new rules will be the ones who build wealth in the decades ahead. So here's my question for you. Do you think the American dream is still achievable today? Or has it become too expensive for the average person? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe because every week we break down the psychology of money, wealth building, and financial freedom. And remember, the goal isn't to earn more than everyone else. The goal is to build a life where money gives you choices. And that's where real wealth begins.